feels the need for another live. So away we go. And I want to welcome everyone that wants to sit and listen to a man talk about how it's extremely important to be the most positive version of yourself you can be. And if life means anything to you as an individual, while I get my singing bowl to ring out the start of school. Hey, here he is. You've been waiting for me to come on, haven't you, Can of Coke? How you going, buddy? Clips, how you going? You guys must hanging out, you know. I appreciate you both. I really do. You guys are becoming very stalwart. You mean my singing bowl? Was it very loud, was it? Strong vibration. I just feel like it cleans the air a bit, cleans the... I got it given as a gift. Given as a gift, not sure where it came from. Probably one of the, you know, esoteric type shops, I would suggest, or maybe even, you know, it was ordered online, I'm not sure. It's you can get some unbelievable singing bowls, ones that are made out of clear quartz and all types of things. Different, they resonate different levels of vibration, so... interesting tool. I know there's people online that use them quite extensively and talk about how they work and what they're for. I just see it's a nice cleansing to your energy before anything, you know, before you meditate or before you start having a chat about life, the universe, and everything as I'm into, right, guys? So I hope that you have been enjoying the day, you know, but as I have. And I've definitely felt the need to jump on Saturday night here in Melbourne, Australia, and have a chat. Melbourne is Saturday nights are known to be, you know, a lot of people running around. So, hey, the onion, how you going? Lots of layers. I'm going well, mate. I'm going extremely well. I hope you are going well as well. Lots of wells there. But yeah, so, you know, taking the time to have a chat, have a think about, you know, life. CR7, how you going, mate? Mary, how you going? Good to see you all jumping on Craigsworldrocks, my little live chat station, you could say, where I like to just engage with whoever's interested in the different things that I discuss. And wisdom. Happy weekend to you, sir. It is good to see you. Ricot or Ricochet. I think that would be Ricochet. I would be correcting myself there. Welcome aboard, sir. Or welcome aboard. UXMO. How you going, mate? Yeah, I'm from Australia, mate. Melbourne, Australia. I don't like it. Really, Mary? That's very harsh. That's terrible. I'm sorry that you feel that way. But that's okay. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinions here, as long as we're respectful to each other. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Never mind. Appreciate it, Mary. It was shocking to me. Look, you know, on my lives, I do like to talk about things that I've experienced in my life, things that I've discovered about how I believe life works over my decades of being an adult and meeting many different people and discovering different techniques and things to help you understand that you are more in control of your life than you realise. Drippy, how you going? Thank you, Emma. I appreciate you, mate. Some have coined me Mr. Positive, and I don't think there's anything bad in that, eh? if you were someone that was told you're too positive, I mean, how can that be a bad thing? If you are in fact if you do in fact what you put out comes back, the more positive you are, the better your life will transform into. So I highly recommend that we all try and be the best versions of ourselves at all times. You know, it's well, Mary, you are very welcome here. And for those who have not heard me chat before, the last couple of months I've been going live, and I've just made a decision to show my authentic self, put it out there, be who I am, talk about the things that I believe. With everything that I talk about though, guys, you know, guys and girls, you know, take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. I'm not here to tell you that these things are factual. These are things that I believe in, right? These are things that I've proven to myself. And at the end of the day, the only thing in life that you can stand by are things that you've proven to yourself. You know, everything else is hearsay. Everything else is other people's opinions. You know, I would class myself as, if you want to put a term about how I see life, it's very metaphysical. There's millions of people out there that are metaphysical with the way they look at life. It's really about believing in or understanding that what we do on a moment-to-moment basis actually does create our own reality. So whatever we're thinking and acting and doing, that's what our subconscious sees, and it keeps projecting more of those things that we're putting out there. So imagine if you get caught up in negativity of people. Hey Noah, how you going? I know exactly who you are, Noah. Seen you before. We've had chats. How you going? Hope everything's well. So in fact, with your subconscious mind being the main aspect that creates your own reality, you want to be acting as positively as you can. If you get caught up in negative situations in life, Godzilla, how you going, my friend? If you get caught up in negative things in life, your subconscious will see that you're doing negative responses and things of that nature, and it will start to create more negative things. You know, well, I'm a person that lives life, and I'm rich in abundance with happiness and family and so on, Mary, and that's about as much as you need, isn't it? Money isn't that important, not to myself. It's about living life. For me, it's the journey, right? Life's about the journey. You know, you can't take money with you, Mary, you can't take it with you, right? But you do take the memories and the experiences, I believe. We're conscious beings. I don't believe consciousness disappears. I'm a big believer that we live on and on and on. And rich in Marvel Comics, exactly. You know, creativity and imagination and experiences, all those things. No worries, Mary, you have a good night, day, wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourself. You know, experiences in life are the most important thing that we can have for ourselves and create for ourselves. So, you know, really, when it comes to living your life, do you want to have more and more positive experiences in your life, or do you want to have, you know, stay where you are, or do you want to have negative experiences happen? I'm saying to everyone that you have the power to choose what experiences you create for yourself. There is an unlimited plethora, that's a big word for Craig, plethora to, no Mary, a big plethora to what direction in life you can take, right? You don't have to actually manifest anything particular. You just have to decide what is most important for you. What are the things that are your passions? What are the things that you feel best about and would love to do in your life? They're the things you need to focus on. They're the things that you need to create, all right? Because when you start doing things that you're passionate about, your vibration will lift, and your subconscious will create more of those things, which is more things that make you feel fantastic about yourself. And the more higher vibration that you live life with, the more. It's just like a roll-on effect, right? It's the same as when the general world gets caught up in anger and violence and all this stuff. They're trapped in a constant rolling zone of, yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Mary, but that's not something that I do. So, there's a certain level of anonymity on YouTube and that's how it is. So I talk to people about really consciously taking control of what you're thinking and what you're saying. Most people don't think that it means anything. I'm pretty rough around the edges at times, so occasionally I'm swearing, but I speak with passion when I do these things. But when you take ownership of what you're saying, of course you're going to make sure that you're speaking as positively as you can. If you let yourself get trapped in the negative emotion of things, that's when you start creating more negative things in your life. So the message is that, the message is generally that you all, to transform your lives for the better, is about taking ownership of what you are doing on a daily basis. And that's something that a lot of us just don't take any notice of, right? That's something that most of us just accept. We just roll on past. We think that it doesn't make any difference how we act or behave. But the reality is, it does make a difference. I mean, if you think life is important, this is something that I thought about today. If you think life is important at all, then you should be trying to be the best version of yourself you can be on a daily basis. And that's what I talk about. And that's what I'm trying to do myself as well. And, creating this YouTube channel, putting myself out there for people that connect with what I believe and what I'm like, that's what it's about for me. I'm getting a great reflection on how I'm seeing things at this now point in time. And other people will hear certain things that maybe they can take some of those things and use them in their own life to transform situations or to get themselves out of a situation where everything's blocked and caught up, right? So, we really need to, we just really need to step back from our lives and ourselves and make sure that we're checking in on ourselves once in a while. Like when you check in on a friend that's having a few problems and you just want to make sure they're okay. It's actually even more important to check in on yourself, right? Connection with life is very, very important. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. I can tell you right now, I might be a good speaker, but putting myself out there to the world and speaking my truth, you get nervous about doing it. But the fact is that probably at this point now of doing it for a couple of months, I'm really enjoying it. Like I'm living my truth. So I'm doing that because a big part of me wants other people to be brave, mate, just like yourself. Live your truth. Be your unique, perfect self that you are. If you're listening to your heart, if you're trying to do things to the best of your ability, if you're trying to be the best version of yourself, things are only going to transform for the better more and more and more. And this year, 2026, guys and girls, this year, do I game? I did game years ago, but life's busy. I don't mind gaming, but I'm not really out there gaming too much these days. So my answer would be no, I guess. But I'll just call you Rick, all right? That's easier for me. Or Ricochet, but I'll say Rick, all right? But 2026, I'm going to keep diving into it because I think for people that say, you know what, that's not a bad idea. I'm sick of trying to be someone I'm not. I'm sick of trying to make everyone else happy by, being a certain version of myself. When I would rather be doing something like this. If these feelings about who you are coming from you, are coming from your true center, which is your heart, then start to follow them, right? Oh, Andy, it's not necessarily about subscribers for me. I mean, I see it as growing my family, right? And I've only been doing lives for the last 2 months. So before that, you know, the videos I put up there were for me again. But for me, it's about showing who I am, being the best version of myself, expressing my truth. And if you guys like what I talk about, if you guys get something from it or can answer things for yourself or set you off on a new path and it's more positive, well, mate, I've done my bit, you know. Life's about the journey, guys. It's about the journey. It's not about I need to create more money or I need to, you know, you do what you love doing, right? The Onion, I do remember you being early on in the mix, my friend, and I appreciate you checking it out from time to time. And Philip, how you going, mate? I hope everything's going well for you. That's all I'm trying to do. And I'm just trying to be as honest and forthright as I can about who I am, how I see life. I'm speaking my truth. I'm being my most authentic self. I am someone that believes in the all that is. I am probably more of a metaphysician than anything else. And you can look that word up, look up that understanding if you like. But it's really a person that looks at life and studies the aspect of that we create our own reality, that we're a part of the all that is, a part of the energy of life, right? We're humans living on this planet with trees and rivers and plants and animals and everything else that exists here. We're all part of the same existence. So, you know, I know within myself that we all go on, right? We all go on. Now, everyone's going to have differences of opinion about what happens when we go on, but I know also from my own experiences that things that I have done have created and manifested in my world as I've gone through my life. And I also understand for myself that you can't create half of your reality. You either create everything that's going on from your subconscious mind or you create nothing. There's no grey. So you either create your own reality or someone else is doing everything to you. And they are differences of opinion and different thoughts and beliefs that people have out there. But someone that's into metaphysics and believes that, you know, you're in charge of what's going on, even if you're not consciously aware of it at the stage, it's something you can practice and try and learn and dive into that way of thinking and actually prove it to yourself that you are very much in charge of your own life, which for me makes me feel the most comfortable within my own skin. Disconnection for me happened, I posted a little video today about that understanding that everyone feels disconnected at different times in their life. And for me, finding connection was finding the truth within myself that I'm in charge of my own life, that I make a difference, right? There you go, mate. We don't want to be an NPC. I mean, we want to be in charge of our own life. Life is not about controlling anyone else, right? Life is just about you taking control of you, taking your power back, right? I mean, if you allow someone else to make the decisions in your life, you're giving your power to them. And trust me, if something goes wrong, then you're blaming that person or entity or whatever you're giving your power away to. I would much prefer to be the person that makes the decisions for me. And then if something doesn't work the way I want, then I can change that and I can work on that. And Oswald, why would that be shameful? Because you don't agree with those comments? That's okay, mate. It's okay if you don't. You know, there's many ways to look at life. Oh, Aussie, you got a different lingo happening here, have you? You still like the Oz though. He's just got it. That's okay. I just wondered what the shame comment was all about, but that's all right, mate. We're all good here, mate. You're all good. You know, your life is your life, everyone, right? Talk really basic tonight. I feel like just chilling out, everyone. Like, your life is your life, right? You're living this existence. You're conscious. You can think. We can talk. We can interact. We can experience. We can travel. We can do all types of amazing things as human beings. But the ones that don't take their life very seriously, it does concern me a touch, you know, like it's important, don't you think? Like, no one can truly give you a clear belief about what we're doing here, but if you're here and you know that you're here, because we all know that we exist and that we're here, we're all talking, right? We're in conversation. We're all doing the things that we're doing. Don't you think that it's important to take it a little bit seriously at times? I mean, I'm a big jokester. Love having jokes, love mucking around. But when it comes to how we act in life and how we truly treat everyone within our lives, I think we should be a little bit more caring and a little bit more, you know, because those people are also, everyone around you, everyone in your life, think of it this way, they're all feeling lost at times too. If you've ever felt disconnected or lost or not sure about life, think about everyone else around you has thought the same way. We're all humans. No one tells you the truth when you come into this world. You're programmed with a plethora of confusion, right? Kendra, how you going? Good to see you. I hope everything's going well. I'm taking a very relaxed approach today. We're just, you know, I want to just talk about, like, you know, being really respectful to yourself, being really caring to everyone in your family and around you. You know, life's important, everyone. Like, people that lose connection. I mean, look at the countries that are at war with each other. Tell me that's not losing connection. Like, how can you want to hurt or kill other people in life? That's horrific, right? I mean, life's got to be more precious than that. How can that not be, for me, a basic understanding of human beings? You do not kill each other because life is important. And that person has come into this world, and we're going to respect everyone, and we're going to have everyone try and have the best life they can have for themselves. I mean, I don't understand how that cannot be an underlying acceptable way of existing with all humans. It should be. It should be, but there's people that become disconnected. You know, if you have bullies in life, if you have people that treat other people really badly and go around dumping on other people or treating other people in their friends group like crap, they are disconnected. They don't understand what's going on in their own life. Maybe behind the scenes in their own homes, they're getting mistreated. And that's why they're acting out around friends outside their home. I mean, we have to acknowledge when there's low vibrational acts going on, that is them being disconnected from their heart. That's them disconnected with believing that life is important. Life is important, everyone. Whatever you believe, life is important. You know, it's the simple things that you have to think about, right? You have to think about, well, what makes me feel the best when I'm living? When I'm doing particular things and I feel like, wow, I'm having so much fun, I'm so excited about what I'm doing and it makes me just feel alive, they're the things you should be putting down in your diary going, well, number one, I love this. Number two, I get really up and about this. You should really be analysing you, connecting with your heart, connecting with who you are, connecting with what makes you tick. And my friend before that asked me if I'm a gamer, you love gaming, right? So I'm sure you are gaming, but that's one passion that you have, right? When you feel vibed and up doing something, that's what I'm talking about. When you connect with a passion, connect with that vibration you feel when you're enjoying yourself, when you're really having fun. That's when we talk about lifting your vibration permanently, That's what we're talking about. In the spiritual world of things, when everyone talks about lifting your vibration, because that's when you get a better connection with who you are and more information comes through. That comes through when you're living joy, when you're living joyfully, right? When you're with your friends, listening to music, when you're out, backpacking somewhere or traveling, or when you're, snow skiing or water skiing down the beach, or even sunbaking. Some people just enjoy it, right? Yes, and you must be aware of skin cancer, especially in Australia. So, make sure you slip, slop, slap if you're doing that one. But, it's connecting with the things that are personal to you. What makes you feel... Some people like laying out on a beach towel in the grass in their backyard and just relaxing under the sun. Some people love, moonlight walks, or freshwater waterfalls and experience the energy of that. It's like there's so many different energies around this planet. I mean, I, for one, I used to do a lot of fossicking and look for crystals in the earth and follow clear quartz areas and, find little natural points and things like that, because crystals is a passion of mine. You can see that on my YouTube channel where I talk about natural stones and the metaphysics behind what natural stones are. They're an amazing tool that you can use to awaken your own energies and your own understandings more about who you are, right? So they're they could be an extension of you. At the end of the day, the personal power of creating your own reality, that comes from you. But there are many things in this world that we can use to enhance what we do and how we do it and connecting with who we are, right? I mean, the stories about Atlantis, Atlantis was a realm or a country or a place that existed here on this planet. We'll say supposedly for the ones that don't understand or don't know, but existed, and the people of Atlantis were very connected with crystals. So their society used crystals extensively for many, many things that our Western society does not understand at this stage. And there was even an older culture before Atlantis called Lemuria, and they were also very connected with crystals. So natural stones have been, because they're vibrational tools, they hold a vibration. Human beings have auras and we have vibrations running around our body. And so they connect with that. And so they work with us in those ways. Really, the main thing about being more connected with yourself is about clearing any blockages that you have now. When you talk about it in a logical sense, clearing your energy is about accepting yourself for who you are. A lot of spiritual people will say, you need to clear your energy, you need to do this, but they don't tell you how to do it, which is where I differ. I will tell you how to go about doing it in layman's terms. If you want to stop being stuck where you are, you need to accept yourself wholeheartedly, fully, warts and all. I'll say it regularly. That's going to be something a mantra that I say quite regularly over the next couple of months, because the energies of this year, well, my friend The Onion, check it out. Check them out. They're awesome. I love them. I've always got a few here. Check out this beauty. This big clear quartz Terminator. Love it. It's a rocket. Not totally, because there's little inclusions and that inside there, but really clear quartz is about realigning your energy. So when you have clear quartz around, it actually helps. If you've been thrown out of alignment from a situation that has shocked you, let's say something that happens instantly and it just throws your world out of alignment, clear quartz helps to bring you back into alignment. So that's one of the things that the stone helps. It vibrates in that space. My connection with understanding a different way to look at life started with natural stones. Natural crystals were something that when I first wore them, I actually reflected on what I was doing differently. And through one of my mentors back then, I was able to realize that the stone had opened me up in a certain way, and I was experiencing things because I was wearing that vibration. And that showed me that the stone did something. Biscuit, how you going, mate? Welcome. We're chatting pretty relaxed today. Craig's Live is just really chilling out. Everyone's chilling out here, the few that are here today. I know it's Saturday, but, you know, the few that are here, we're having a good chill out session and just, you know, wanting to be honest, I suppose. What I'm talking about today is just really being honest with yourself. You know, you can't lie to yourself. I know I say that fairly regularly too. The one person in life you can't lie to is you. I mean, you can lie to everyone else that's in your life, but the one person you can't lie to is you. And if you want to be more of your authentic self, you can't lie to yourself, right? You got to start being honest. You got to start being true to who you are. If there are things inside you that keep on sending a message to you saying, I would love to do that, but you don't give them any time, you don't do them in your life, start to listen to those things that you're passionate about and start to find a way to add them into your life. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to go over these things again for the few that are on here. I don't know, it's just my own intuition working here. But when you want to create something, you have to do the actions, right? That's just where I've got to at this stage. I've become more positive in the last few months of doing this YouTube channel, to be honest, Biscuit. But when you act a certain way, your subconscious mind sees what you're doing in your actions and your words, and it then goes, okay, that's what Craig wants to do. I will help create more of that. I mean, people, when they're going through traumatic things or negative situations, often they get caught up emotionally because people are acting out, and then they start acting angry themselves, and then your subconscious keeps on creating more negative stuff. And that's when you hear people saying life's shit, always bad stuff's happening, because their subconscious is seeing the bad stuff and recreating it. Situations happen to all of us. It's how you respond that transforms your life. Do you get what I mean when I say that? Some real shit can go down in front of you, but if you stay positive, you're telling your subconscious mind, you're observing that shit, and you're going, no, I want to stay positive. And then your subconscious mind gets that information and starts to keep creating more positive for you, right? Mate, age makes no difference to me. You know why, Biscuit? We could have been mates through thousands of years. I believe that people live many, many lives, right? And Clown, my boy, psychiatrist. Well, you know, some psychiatrists are pretty whacked up. You know what I mean? So, look, being positive, I don't see how being positive, Clown Boy, can be a negative thing, right? Like, you can choose not to try and be more positive, but I'm a big believer that what you're putting out is coming back. So why would you limit it, right? Okay, so you don't believe in yourself, and you don't think that being more positive makes a difference. All right, got the message, man. You can stay and hang out as long as you're respectful. But that's life, right? So here at Craigsworldrocks, Craig talks about, and I'm talking about myself in the third person now, let's be more positive. Let's make an effort. Life matters, right? If life doesn't matter to you, then I wish you well with what you will create, because every single person in this world creates what happens to themselves, whether you know it now or not. I think everyone eventually will realize that, and then that shift will happen. But that happens in your own time. So, you know, life's not pointless though. Seriously, it's not. I don't believe life's pointless. We're living a life, right? We're existing. Why can't we be the best version of ourselves we can be? Why can't we make that decision ourselves? Of course, I'm allowed to make that decision for me. I am just expressing what I believe and so on here on my YouTube channel, and others can choose to take the things they like and they can chuck out why. Because I believe it's important. I care about making a difference in my life. I want my life to be the best it can. I want to set a great example for my family. I want my kids to see that if you act and you follow your true path, then, you know, everyone else should be trusting in their unique self and, following their true path. But that's okay, mate. All right, so enjoy the evening. For everyone else that's still hanging out, you know, it's okay to have a conversation, but once you start, you know, saying negative rhetoric and carrying on like a pork chop, like our friend Clown there did, I'll hide his talking simply because we don't need that, right? Paul Dino, how do you deal with trauma? Good question. Oh, and I love Bruce Springsteen. Sorry, Toms. But Paulinho, how do you deal with trauma? Trauma is hard because it's like I was saying before about they're things that they happen. They shock you. They throw you out of whack. It's not suddenly your world has changed dramatically all of a sudden. In trauma, in a situation that you would say is traumatic, I would say if you can be as kind to yourself as you can, be as caring and loving to people around you that are going through it as well as you can, because time does heal the wounds. You know, when you're used to a certain reality existing and then something traumatic comes in and throws you for a six, it's not easy. No one's going to say it's easy. Life's very hard, but you know, you have to kind of learn to sit back from that, understand that there's some lesson involved in this, because I'm a believer that none of us ever die. We all go on and we all set things up to go through experiences to understand ourselves more and more and more. So all I'll say, Paul Dino, all I will say is that be kind to yourself. Take your time. There's no rush. You can't rush through these things, and one day at a time, right? But trauma and sudden things changing, they're not easy, right? 2026 is going to be a year of a lot of we need to be observers as much as we can. We don't want to let our emotions get caught up in bigger things that are going on out there if we can help it. Stay centered. Be good to yourself, be as positive as you can. You know, life, it's important to be life, right? No, appreciate you too, my friend. You know, you can't rush through these things. That's life. You know, that's what I want to be here for, mate. So I appreciate you a lot and I appreciate your honesty. And, you know, you're always welcome here, Paul. No problem at all. It's, you know, okay. Okay. Very good, Tom. Yes. It's a good message, right? It's a good message. Don't force things. Don't try and force life. Flow with it, right? There's infinite paths for you to go down personally. Choose the one. The only light you have to go after is the one that says, I'm going to enjoy that direction the most. Doing those things is going to make me feel really happy. I'm going to do that. Follow your passions. That's the only thing that you have to actually remind yourself when there's choices, right? Follow the things that you go, oh, that would be great to do that. That would be way better than what I'm doing now. Well, there's no one but yourself that'll stop you going that way. So trust your intuition, trust your gut, go after the things that you know will make you feel the best you can feel, right? If you start doing those things in your life will lift. You know, you'll create much more better situations. It's one day at a time for everyone. 2026, I'm going to jump back into that now. 2026 for everyone. For people that want to connect with who they really are and not be sheep anymore, and I hope that everyone here that likes listening to me is in agreement with that, people that want to be their authentic self, 2026 is going to be our year. Because the wave of energy to help push us along in a positive way is going to help the people that are being their true selves, not hiding shit, not in the shadows. If you're hiding things, if you're lying to yourself about how you're acting and there's secrets that are negative and you haven't accepted them and stopped doing them, those things will come to the surface, okay? They will get flushed out. This energy is about being positive, being the most authentic you, being true to yourself. The energy of this year will rocket you to the top of the pops, right? I believe that. It's probably one of the reasons why I've come out of my shell and started to do the lives, because I believe it. I'm embracing it, and I'm now going to be the best version of myself. Whatever the things are that you're passionate about, embrace them, do them, start doing them. Don't wait till tomorrow, start doing them, right? Whatever they are. Add them into your life somewhere. I know you can't quit your job straight away, but you know, if you start those things that you're passionate about, then opportunities can start being created by your subconscious mind. That's the beauty of it, right? Your subconscious mind creates your reality. Your conscious mind needs to catch up almost, right? Your conscious mind thinks with your physical body and you act out certain things and you go after things that you think are the right thing to go after. Your subconscious mind watches what you're doing and tries to help reinforce and create more of those things that you're doing. So don't act like a dick, right? Be a good dude or dudette, right? Be a good person. You just ordered some crystals. How did you know which ones to get, Onion? Just ordered some. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I've shown you this, but I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but here's a special little tool that was created years ago. This is actually a genuine wand. This has got a base of copper running through it and everything beneath the gold, and that connects the clear quartz to all these other crystals that are all connected with copper. What this wand is it actually is a unique vibration to itself with all the crystals joined together by copper. Copper is a vibration that's neutral, but it has the ability to connect to other vibrations. So all those other stones, they actually all connect their energy together, creating a brand new vibration. Wands are pretty wicked, right? They create very unique vibrations just to themselves. And it's exactly how you pick them. You didn't need me at all for that, Onion. You need to, I don't know if you've listened to my How Crystals Talk video. It was one of the ones I did over a year ago. It was one of the early videos that I did on my YouTube channel. And I spoke about how I understand how crystals work and what they can do for you. Probably one of the most viewed videos that I've done, to be honest. But that's my heart and soul was into that because I've spent many, many years working with Biscuit. Thanks, buddy. You take care. You're always welcome. Yeah, I've spent since my early 20s understanding natural stones. So, Chad Smith, don't you like crystals, man? Well, you spelt them wrong. Look, you know, natural stones, they've been proven. I'll talk about them a bit just for you, Chad Smith, all right? Natural stones, which are crystals, they're semi-precious stones. They actually have been proven by science to hold a constant vibration. Does that vibration do anything for the human being? Science can't work that out. But you have multiple levels of vibration behind the physical body. You know, people talk about their auras and the light and the colour that comes off human beings. Natural stones hold their own individual level of vibrate or coloured vibration. It stays the same all the time. Human beings have infinite levels of coloured vibration running all throughout the body. when you're attracted to a stone or a colour of a natural stone, I would suggest that your intuition is saying, hey, wherever that stone works within you, you've got some type of blockage that you want to clear. So when you wear a natural stone, the first thing it does is it actually connects with the area within you where it works. That blockage or that vibration lifts up to the level of the natural stone, and the crystal actually has a natural ability to absorb the blockage. So when the stone has absorbed this blockage, what happens then? Why is there a blockage? Well, the blockage of energy is usually holding in some type of memory or something that you are unable to let go of at some point in your life. So what can happen, as one example, a person can suddenly think of a memory or a situation can come back into your conscious mind, giving you an opportunity to deal with it again. See, because if you had a trauma, like we were talking earlier, as a younger child or someone treated you really badly and you didn't know how, you couldn't deal with it, you couldn't let go of the situation, you bottled it down. But as an adult, when you look back at that, you understand a lot more and you can go, look, that was bad, but I can't hang on to this anymore. I know it happened, I accept it and I let it go. You've got an opportunity to do that from a new perspective. And that's what a stone does. It gives you an opportunity by clearing the blockage and bringing that memory or that thing that's making the blockage be created. If you don't deal with the issue, guess what happens? The blockage, you take the stone off, the energy drops back down, the blockage recreates, and it waits for another time for you to deal with it. He was able swearing after. I want to ask, you know, the African mind. He was able swearing after. No, I'm not sure of that one, Tanaka. Not sure. There you go. Onion, you're onto it, mate. I didn't even know how much it vibrates a second, but they do. It's been proven by science. Science I don't know if science has caught up with the fact that stones actually can help us, but that's a metaphysical understanding again, or a spiritual understanding when it comes to crystals. Some people just don't see that it's possible. Other people are open-minded enough to check it out to see if there's something to it, right? There are people out there that think that a crystal can solve all their problems. Well, there's nothing in life that can solve any of our problems except for ourselves. They are tools that we can use to help us deal and go through these situations and clear these issues that are going on. So a crystal's a tool. You wear it when you feel like wearing it. You take it off when you don't feel like wearing it. Listen to your intuition. Always listen to your first thought. Trust your first thought. Trust yourself. You know, you are the most important person in your world, right? It's not a selfish way to think. Some people think, Craig might be talking selfish. No. I'm talking from the heart. I'm talking about you can't keep thinking of yourselves as less than. We need to think of ourselves as magnificent. We have to think of ourselves in that way, because you want to create magnificent things in your life. You must think that you're worthy of letting them into your life. Believe that you are magnificent, because you are. And this is why I say a lot of the things that I say. You are perfect, unique sparks of immortal existence. Right? You live forever. You do not have to do anything to achieve that. You are consciousness. You are existence. You already have that. You already have the golden ticket to life. Life, the universe, and everything is yours. You have been part of creating all of this that we are existing in right now, right? We are all brothers and sisters. We are all part of the great existence, the all that is. Be happy that you exist. Be happy that you are you. You are awesome, right? Layman's terms, you're awesome. Why would you want, hey, young K, young. Why would you want to think that you're less than awesome? Why would you want to do that to yourself? Because if someone's saying that someone is an idiot or they're throwing out negative comments, you should all be looking at that person saying, oh, I feel sorry that someone's making them feel that way about themselves. What you express is an expression of what you think about yourself. I'm 6'4", mate. So yes, I'm a decent size young man, and you can yeah, call me a big boy if you like. That's all right, Roman. Yes, thank you for that nice good evening. Appreciate you being here. Catzap, how you going? Going all right? I think you've been here before. I'm just drinking my coffee, and I got my glass of water. And later on, I'll do 15 shots of tequila, and that will be my day. If I'm going to have a drink, it's going to be American bourbon. I like my bourbons, all right, everyone. I'm passionate about American bourbon. Yes, it's beautiful. In moderation, obviously. Amelia, how are you going? I hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, the coffee keeps me going while I'm doing my lives, you know. But well, I'm not going to be drinking while I do these lives, if that's okay, Unc. So, but you know, attitudes of everyone's where it's at. You know, everyone complains. You hear everyone out there complaining in the world about, you know, poor me, how life's shit. I'll make another channel where I, you know, do shots. How about that? You know, everyone out there is often complaining, poor me, about how things are going in their life. But they don't realise that when they're talking like that, they're not helping their own life. They're not helping to transform their life for the better. They're lowering their vibration. See, we subconsciously create our own reality all the time. Our subconscious mind is always listening and watching to what we're doing, what our actions are. The only part, what's it called? No, I haven't created that YouTube channel. I was joking, mate. Yeah, the only part of thank you very much, Irish Hoppers. You are very, very, I'm very thankful for you to be here. I hope that life is treating you well. I'm sure it is. And you're doing plenty of dancing on the tables over there. If I haven't told you before, my mother's mother, she was a Kelly, 100% Irish. So I got a good quarter of Irish, I think it is, or eighth. How does that work? No, I got a 25%. I'm 25% Irish. So there you go. I've never been to Ireland, but it's another place I'd love to visit one day and dance on the tables with everyone. All right. Yeah, the chain's real. Yes, it is. I am going well, man. How are you going? Improve. Am I Greek? Well, there might be a little bit of Greek, but you know, I think there's a lot of European in my ancestry. Yes. Oh, love to come to Ireland. That's one of my places that I dream to visit one day. So who knows? We might have to catch up when I'm over in Ireland. Eh? But no, there's a lot of great places around the world I'd love to visit. There's no doubt about it. I'm sure everyone's the same. Thornbury. Yeah, passed through Thornbury. It was a while ago now though, Fred. Why aren't you out partying with everyone else tonight, Fred? What's going on? No, not out partying. Just all right. Very good. So yes, the chain is real, sterling silver, with my little unk on the end of it. Solid sterling silver. Yes, they are. That's the unk there. For those who haven't seen it, it's a loop on top of the bottom cross. It's a Egyptian symbol that means eternal life. Oh, awesome. No, country, yes. Rugby country island, yes. They like, it's a Gaelic football too over there, which is a lot more similar to Australian rules than any other sport in the world, I think. But a lot of the Irish have come over to Australia and started playing Australian rules footy too. So that's pretty cool. There's a deep connection between Australians and the Irish. We're just very down to earth people, and we say it how it is. And I personally love the Irish. I've had some Irish friends over the journey, over the life, and they've all been the same. Genuine people, and I love that. Authentic people. They don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. And that's what I think the whole world needs to take on board. Who gives a shit what anyone else thinks about who you are? Be your truest you. Be your authentic self. Embrace who you are. And if you are being open and you and doing the things that you love to do, you will meet and attract other people that love the authentic you. They will be new people that come into your life, and they'll be just fantastic. They will make you feel more fantastic than you've ever felt. Like attracts like. We have to all be brave and be the truest versions of who we are, right? We are not the same. We are unique sparks of love and light. That's who we are. We're unique to each of us each of us are a unique piece of the puzzle of life. Okay? If you want to look at an analogy, I use the analogy of, you're standing up at the MCG in Australia, the massive football ground, cricket ground, and the whole, half of the all the football ground area is a jigsaw puzzle, and you're up in the stand and you're looking down, and every single puzzle piece, tiny little piece, is a lifetime, or is different people that you know in life, but we're all part of the same puzzle. Existence is massive, and it goes on and on and on, right? We exist to expand, to know more of who we are, to love the journey. We love the journey, right? The existence, the life, the experiences, the people that we meet, the creating love, creating joy, creating fun. It's the best thing you can do in life. And sometimes it just takes someone to remind us, I think, that life needs to be experienced to the fullest. Because a lot of us get caught up in the negative stuff of life, and that gets us down, and we become disconnected. And when we're disconnected, we don't enjoy what's going on, and we get further and further away from the truth. And that's when we act out more and more. And that's what's happening around us on the planet. People are acting out in waves. There is old school shit that's never been dealt with, and it's coming out, it's coming up to the surface. And as an individual, I implore everyone that I talk to, step back from that. That's bigger than what you are, but be the observer. You can judge it for itself. Don't get caught up in the emotion of the anger and the hate and all that. Be good to yourself. Observe, but stay centered. Stay centered and create your own little niche of the world to be the best version that you can be. If we all start doing that, we break the chain of the hate and the anger one at a time, right? Because people around you, if you can act like that, like I'm doing now, if you can act in a real positive way, if you can be the real true version of yourself, you can pass that action on. They're not going to be you, but other people will go, oh, well, Jodie's basically doing something she loves and she seems really happy, and I haven't done this and I really have always thought about doing that. Maybe that's what I should do. And then other people start to get it, and they start to go after the things that they love the idea of. And then their kids see them being like that. And then the kids get programmed with trusting themselves and starting to focus internally on who they are and going after the things they love. And it's a concertina effect. But someone has to start. Someone has to start. And I'm not saying I'm the first to this, I'm not. There are millions of people out there starting to be and act like this. Millions. But there's 8 billion people on this planet. We've got a ways to go, I think. There's more of us. I feel like me doing this and other people doing this and expressing this type of attitude is giving other people an opportunity to see that they can do that, to understand that they can stop letting things go in a way that they're not really happy with, and actually say, you know what, hang on, I don't want that in my life anymore. I want to be this version of myself, right? Hey Eva, how you going? Sorry that if I didn't say hi earlier, or maybe that's the first time you popped up there and said hi Eva, but welcome aboard. I'm pretty sure you've been on my lives before. Am I right in saying that? Or maybe I'm totally wrong. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. What killing stones are made of. Well, you know, Craigsworldrocks, I came up with that because, yeah, I knew I've talked to you before, Eva. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Or see your writing on my screen. Sorry, Fred, I'm pretty skint, mate. Thank you, Eva. Appreciate you. Really trying to grow that family. I've got my own little target, everyone, for my few people that are listening. I'm trying to get to 500. You know, I think I'm at 458 or getting up there, and I've got my little target to try and get to 500 and then keep growing from there. But the family is growing, and I love that because it's a family that we can communicate together, and we can talk about things that come up and support each other. And I want it to be a positive place. You know, I want it to be a positive place, Eva, somewhere where you can come, and if something, you know, or you don't have an idea about what's going on, or something happens and you're not sure, the way you're looking at it doesn't make sense, you can come here and other people can give you their opinion from a perspective of how myself or other people see the world and how we look at things. So, you know, I want people to have that choice. I want you to have a choice that, you know, there's not just one way to see something in life. There's many, many ways you can attack a situation and deal with a situation. And, you know, I'm happy to be here as regularly as I can live to accommodate that to everybody that is interested and thinks the same way and likes how I think and how this way of thinking goes. So, Eva, appreciate you for subscribing. Thank you very much. So it is the attitude that is of today. It's, you know, life is going to be tough, right? Life is not always a party, but life can be a party. Life can be joyous. Life can be much, much, much more positive than what you've ever imagined. But it's about connecting and knowing that you can change yourself for the better. I always say the first step in being able to change yourself, because the only place that you exist is now, right? We all exist right now. Everyone's that's listening to me now, you're in the now. Yesterday was the now when you were there, but now that's yesterday. And tomorrow will be the now when you get there. The only place that truly exists and is real is the now. So you need to know for yourself all of your positive, negative things about you. Now, you need to know who you are. You need to accept who you are, more importantly. You need to embrace the you. You know, the positive, the negative, everything. Everything you've ever had happen to you in your life. You need to accept it, and you need to do that today. All the things that maybe past stuff, things that happened that you bottled away and you didn't deal with, just accept them. They happened. No amount of hanging on to something is going to make that change. Things that have happened have happened. When you go through the day and a positive thing happens, right? Do you get home and then bottle the positive thing? No, you enjoy the positive thing and you let it go. But we all have trouble, or because we haven't been told any different, that when a negative thing happens or something that I don't understand, why would I want that to happen to me? Why did it happen? We hang on to it like fierce individuals because we haven't been able to deal with it or accept it. Dealing with an issue and letting it go is accepting that it happened. You don't have to get into all the nitty gritty, this person felt like that and that's why they did this to me and blah, 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 blah. You don't have to go through all that. All you have to do is know this is what happened. It wasn't great. I didn't enjoy it, but I accept it so I can let it go and my energy can be clear and I can allow much more positive energy to start coming into my now. Because back then, if something negatively happened to you, let's say 5 years ago, you didn't know what you know now. But now you do know better. So acceptance is the key to change, to allowing change to flow in, right? You want to actually look at yourself in the mirror and be able to smile at who you are and say, I'm all right. I've done really good. I've done the best I can to this point. Life's not easy. It's not easy being a kid. It's not easy being an adolescent. It's not easy being an adult. It's not easy being responsible. You are all, I'm going to look down the barrel here to every single one, you are all perfect as you are. Embrace yourself, accept yourself. All the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is. Anyone that says something from outside you that you don't like, remember this. They are saying it because they feel that about themselves. It's not about you. Accept yourself fully. And once you do accept yourself fully, then you can decide at that point, I want to do something different now. I want to go after that because I really prefer to be doing that in my life. That particular thing, that's what I want. So then you start having actions that go towards that. If you start making actions towards something you prefer, then your subconscious mind starts to assist you and starts creating more of the preferred things in your life that you prefer to have happen. Yeah? You're perfect, every one of you. Appreciate who you are. Thank yourself for you getting to where you are right now. The Onion, my friend, it has been a pleasure and a privilege. You can hang out with me any time you like, and I hope you do, mate. And I hope things go well. And I really, really hope you have a great next period till we meet again. It is an attitude. It is a personal attitude that every one of us can take out to our lives, to our friends, to our families, and be the version that you want to be. Don't try and be something you're not. Be you. Embrace you. Let your own personal light shine its brightest, right? Because that's what you came into this world as. Remember what families say when a new baby comes into the family. It's perfect, everyone. I know I do this little crazy thing. It's perfect, everyone. Look at the baby. Look at little Johnny. Oh, my God, he's perfect. Little fingers, little toes. Oh, let's give him a kiss. I want to touch his skin. He's like new life, you know. They all understand without consciously being aware of it, to be honest, that's a perfectly, you know, perfect little human being with no programming, no limitations, no negativity, just existing with its light, right? And then they start to program their limitations on the baby, and the baby gets grounded down into this existence, which is what happens to every one of us. But we have an opportunity as we get older to release the shackles, right? Through finding belief in ourselves for who we are, for wanting to have more, for wanting to be the best version you can be, not just for yourself, but for the people that you care about, right? You can be a leader, leading in the way to go out there after life. Life's good, everyone, if you want it to be good. If you want it to be a horror show, it can be a horror show, right? Remember that. You're in control. Whether consciously or subconsciously, you are creating your reality. You want to become consciously in control of creating your own reality. Your subconscious does all the creating because you're not believing that you're doing this yet. You want to get to the point where you prove that, hey, what I do put out comes back. Hey, I acted like this, and then all of a sudden this was created. You know, what Craig said actually happened here. So I've created that. And then from going from just a subconscious creation of your reality, you go to, all right, I'm going to do this now. And you start consciously acting in the ways that you need to act to create what you want. And that's the beauty of life, everyone, right? That's the beauty of life, that you can transform what's going on. You can be a fantastic version of yourself. You can be the best version of yourself. You can be more than what you even probably imagine right now. You're only limited by your own beliefs. You're only limited by your thoughts, your dreams. Dream big, everyone. Dream big. You know, we need people in this world that work from their hearts, that do things because they do it because they want to have joy and love and fun in their life, and they want to treat people the way they want to be treated. We want more people like that in life. We don't need people that are hating themselves and just thinking it's a joke and, you know, this way of thinking makes no sense. We need people that actually honestly take a good hard look at their own lives and how they're doing things and working out and understanding that your life is something that you have a massive input into, right? It's something to think about, isn't it, everyone? Love my crystals. Look at that. Look at that, everyone. Look at that inclusions in that beauty. He's a beauty, this one. You know, if you take a crystal and you take your hand and you wave the crystal, not touching your hand, but a gap between your fingers and your hand, you can feel your tips of your fingers when you squeeze the stone. You feel a vibration, like a tingling, and you can feel it in the center of your hand too, right? So if you wave it around there, the tingling happens in there. It's because when you squeeze the stone, it holds a vibration, right? And it will naturally push out the terminator of the crystal. So when you aim that at your fingers on your hand or your palm of your hand, you have a chakra point here, and on the tips of your fingers there are chakra points, which are the energy centers, and the crystal actually activates them and gets them opening up. So that's like a little laser of energy pointing at your energy. So when you feel the tingling, you're proving that you're made up of energy. Because if you're not touching your hand and you're squeezing the crystal and you're waving it over and you start to feel tingling, you've just proven that you're made up of energy. There's more to you. There's more to you than the physical, than the flesh and bones, right? Because flesh and bones don't tingle. All right? There are lots and lots of different things in life that when you start to look at them, when you start to investigate them and be honest with yourself, don't just be skeptical and push things away. Be open-minded enough to check things out, but always be skeptical, because you don't want to be gullible, right? You don't want people to take advantage of you. But you have to basically test the water with a lot of these things, because it's the only way we know the truth. You know, I'm someone that really does follow my intuition, my gut. I listen to it. If a thought comes into my head when I first meet someone that something's off, I will probably take a different direction and head somewhere else, because my intuition is saying, hey, that's not the right way to go. Those people aren't going to benefit you in any way, shape or form. You've got to trust with everything that comes along in your life and people and etc. All these things. You have to trust yourself. It's about quietening your mind, really starting to let yourself, you know, relax once a day and just let the stress wash away. And, you know, 5 minutes of breathing will do it for you. And then, you know, you're taking away a lot of those blockages that are in your system. And those blockages, are, when they're cleared, They allow you, thank you, improve, thank you very much. Let me just say, no, you're the best. When the energy blockages, when you clear more and more of those blockages, you actually open up to your more higher vibrational abilities, which are, trusting your intuition more and opening up your mind's eye where we dream at night time. Clairvoyants aren't special, they're just people that have worked on that area. Clairvoyancy and psychic ability is something that we all have. But again, it's like being someone in the gym working on making your muscles bigger. If you work out, you get bigger in the physical sense. If you meditate a lot, you become more empowered in the spiritual sense. You connect with the vibration of yourself in a stronger way. So it's not like you can't do that. It's just the fact that whether you give yourself time to do that, whether it's something that you're interested in enough to want to explore that more. Sometimes a meditation circle is somewhere where you can actually go and do meditation classes with groups of people. That's something that I highly recommend, where you might get 6 or 8 people that come together, and you'll have someone that will run the circle and everyone connects together and meditates together. It's a really positive environment for connecting with new people and talking about life from that perspective. And then you'll often have the person that runs the circle as someone that's quite intuitive, or they might be a clairvoyant, but they often give you interpretations of the things that you see when you meditate, stuff like that. So to try and give you an idea of what's coming up in your life and help you connect with yourself more. So, if it's something that any of you are interested in, meditation classes are very, very, they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun if it's something that interests you, and you do start to connect with more people that are into the same thing. All around the world, there's meditation classes. So, positive attitude is the message for today. It is about not getting, so many things in the media again today on the news. I was just observing it. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on still in Australia and things that go on. And, there's people that are just like doing crazy stuff and, and then other things are happening, and it's like, wow, you don't normally see some of these things going on to this level, but it's a reflection that the world is really, there's a lot of vibration coming out, which a lot of people, when they haven't dealt with anything, when they've got a lot of blockages and things inside themselves, they're forced out almost. Your low vibration stuff's being cleared, because the energy of the planet is clearing the low vibration of itself. And if you're not someone that's trying to clear and align yourself, then the planet will clear you for you. It'll just do it. And that's what throws people into turmoil at the moment. They don't know why they're feeling the way they're feeling, and things are out of whack a bit. So be an observer. Don't get caught up in it, because if you're centered and you're balanced and you do that and you treat yourself well and you treat other people to the best of your ability, you'll be fine. High school is a tough environment at the best of times, but again, when you get people that are acting out, picking on other people, it is a sign that those individuals are not having a great home life. They are probably being mistreated by their family because they come to school and they look for someone to dump on, right? So if that's an issue, bullying is a big issue that's out there in high schools. But I've known people, and I'm not saying to do this, right, but I've known people that have had so-called bully being a smart ass at them and that, and individuals say, is everything okay? Like, hey man, you're okay. And they act really positively to the bully, and they don't. And there was one in particular I heard a story about from a young guy who was in high school, and the bully started crying. So because then he started talking about what was going on at home. Most of them aren't going to do that. Most of them are probably going to, not get a reaction from you in the way that they want, so then they go away, right? They actually try and find someone else. But that actually helped they became friends, and that bully started to talk about what was going on to work on their issues that were happening under their own roof. So It's Crystalline. Yes, hi, I think I've been here before. Well, welcome along, Crystalline, because, you know, it's Saturday evening. What time is it here in, I don't know, 9 o'clock p.m., Melbourne, Australia. Pam, how you going? Welcome back. And that's it, Improv. You be the best version of yourself, mate. And, you know, you stay up here. You just trust in yourself and you trust in being you, right? Life is what you make of it, everyone, right? Tonight, Crystalline and Pam, been chatting for a while, but just really 5 a.m. in Philly. Whoa, you're up early, or are you up late? I've never been to the States, but it's somewhere that I'd love to visit one day. But 5 a.m., that's very early, isn't it? To be jumping onto Craigsworldrocks and my live little chat here in Australia. You know, it's been a real relaxed chat tonight, just about, you know, see you, Improv. See you, Improve. See you, mate. Take care. Being really kind to everyone, being kind to yourself. You know, today I've just been saying that, up late, wow. Today I've just been saying to everyone, you know, treat yourself with respect, treat yourself with kindness, don't be hard on yourself. Be happy that you've got to the point that you've got to in life. Embrace who you are. Embrace all the good, the bad, the ugly, because you have to accept yourself as a whole being. It's really easy for everyone to accept themselves, just all the good stuff, right? But the bad stuff, it's hard to accept. But if you want to allow change and more positive changes to happen in your life, you have to accept yourself as a whole. Crikey is, you know, what's his name? Steve Irwin, but he's got his son and his daughter now, Bindi Irwin, that follow on his legacy after he passed a few years back. But crikey was one of his famous lingos. You beauty, how you going? Bonza, you know. Cannot you say something? I do not know how to say your language, Yusuf. I'd love to, mate, but I have no idea. I'm extremely laid back. I think most Aussies are pretty laid back. Yes, I have a very positive attitude about life, and I think the more positive we are, the more positive our lives turn out. I think it's that simple. I don't think we should be messing around with, can I say confused? Confused? Yeah, well, I just said that. I think I said that all right. Yeah, but that's not a knife. This is a knife. Look, you know, Aussies are pretty direct in most situations, you know. We're not going to take any shit. We're not going to be bullshitting around. You know, if you like directness, Aussies will give that to you, right? In most cases, they're pretty honest. They're pretty truthful, right? You still get some dicks in Australia, no question, or some dickheads, right? But we, you know, my circle of friends is always trying to be the best version of ourselves we can be. Like, what we put out is what we get back. We all believe that. I believe that very strongly. That, you know, you want to take ownership of what you say and what you think. You know, life's important, everyone, right? Life's important. If life wasn't important, I don't know, what's my thoughts on peeing in the pool? Well, you'll get a yellow ring around yourself unless that dies in the pool, and then you get the blue rings or whatever, isn't it? So you don't want to do that in a public pool. Everyone know you're pissing in the pool. But I don't think it's that hard to get out of the pool and go for a piss. Do you reckon? Nah, it's not that hard. Yusuf, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I'm not going to sing, but happy birthday. Life is what you make it, everyone. Life is what you make it. Make it awesome, right? Treat yourself with respect. Krusty Bunions. I love that name. Thoughts on backpackers coming to Australia? Well, Australia is awesome, mate. I've lived here for 56 years, all right? And yes, there are things in the media that die myth. Yeah. I've seen that on movies, though, or is that just trickery of the movie, the blue dye? What would you tell someone who wants to relapse? I would tell them, if they've never meditated before, to actually start a breathing meditation. I'm sorry for the others, and I'll come back to your questions. Crystalline, I would say you need to really quiet your mind, and you need to center yourself, and you need to say, and you need to look yourself in the mirror as well, and you need to go, I'm a good person. And be honest with yourself. What don't you like about yourself, right? Be honest. There's other things behind relapsing with what you have been involved in. There's a feeling in you of less than, that you probably don't feel that you're good enough to be a good person, or there's beliefs there that are programmed within you that could have been programmed at any point in time, that they're just in you, and those beliefs allow you to down on yourself by trying to smother them down by covering them over with different substances or things that go on, right? You want to be really kind to yourself. You don't want to put heavy pressure on yourself. And I want you to know that you are perfect as you are. No matter what everyone else tells you, you're perfect as you are. I try to be, Fred. Yeah, I try to be. So, Crystalline, be good to yourself. Don't be down on yourself, but you do have to analyse yourself. You have to look at why you started doing it in the first place. What were you feeling? You have the power to change the belief that you have about yourself. If there's something negative or a thought that comes up that's quite negative, you need to accept it, that happened to you, and let it go, and then replace it with much more positive thoughts about you, because you're perfect. Whether you know it right now or not, you're perfect as you are, and you can change your life into whatever you want to change it into. You are a perfect spark of love and life in this. You're part of all that is, just like we all are. We're all magnificent. We live forever. This is one lifetime in an existence of, us being immortal. We go on. I've proven that to myself. We go on, 100%. And this is one lifetime. But it's important. This lifetime is important, because we wouldn't have chosen to come here and live it if it wasn't. So all you can do, Crystalline, is try and be the best version of yourself you can be, and be kind to yourself, and try and be kind to people around you. And if people aren't being kind to you, they shouldn't be in your life. Move on. Find other people that are going to be kind and loving and caring, right? Don't let other people decide what's right for you. You make the decisions for you, okay? Life's important. Every single one of these people that are listening today and have been listening for a while, they're all going on their own pathways. They're all living their own existence. They're all experiencing life through their own eyes. They are all perfect. They are all doing the best they can. But I want you all to know that you've got the golden ticket already. You will live forever. You will live forever. This lifetime, this personal, physical lifetime of Craig will eventually finish, but we go on, we step out, we reanalyse how that life went, and then we decide what we're going to do next. You're perfect. This is a creation that you chose to exist in because you believed you could actually get a lot out of it. Now, what exactly you wanted to get out of it, I don't have the answer for you, because the answer is within yourself. We all carry our own life path and the reason we came to live this life within ourselves. Those reasons are there. The only way you'll access them is to lift your vibration and start to do things that you've always had in your heart, that you love the idea of doing, things that make you feel joy, things that bring passion to you, things that if you do them on a daily basis, feels like you're not even working because you're just enjoying it that much, that your vibe lifts that much, that wow, right? Backpackers are great. Right, they are, Murph. Right, what can I say? Being a backpacker, and I hope, Crystal, and that helps. Being a backpacker in Australia, mate, we're very open, free culture. You'll have a great time. Our money, I'm not sure what country you're thinking of coming from, but our money's weak, so you get here, you be cashed up. You know, the Australian dollar's not that powerful in the world, so it's a great place to come from another country to Australia to backpack around. And we've got the open countryside, we've got, you know, mountainous terrain, we've got deserts, we've got gold mining, opal mining, we've got, you know, bushwalk adventures, rivers, beaches, white beaches till the, you know, cows come home. You know, if you love surf and all that stuff, you know, Australia's awesome. We've just got everything here, mate. Northern Territory, we've got crocs, we've got bloody things that'll kill you when you look sideways at them. They're awesome. We don't ride around on kangaroos, and we don't carry koalas around in our under our arms, right? But Australia is a very unique country, and we're a unique bunch of people, and we're very diverse, and there's multicultural existence here. You know, I find all cultures fantastic. Anyone that comes here to live this life in Australia is very welcome as far as I'm concerned. We all have the same rights to exist and be free and enjoy our existence with the people that we care about. And that's what Australia's about. You know, come to Australia, meet a few of us down under us, and, you know, have a beer with us, mate, right? And none of us, I don't hear many people saying have a shrimp on the barbie. I know I've seen stupid ads that say that, but we'd rather have a nice steak or, you know, chicken parma, you know, the old chicken parma, you know, the chicken palmy. The Aussies love the old chicken parma and chips. So, you know, we love a beer, we love a bourbon, we love having a laugh, we love taking the piss out of each other. Life's good, right? Treat people the way you want to be treated. And if someone's down or someone has something that's really troubling them, listen. Just listen to what's going on. Be an ear for them, right? Yes, everyone, Craig can talk underwater, but I also know how to listen. And I think that being the best version of yourself, it's finding that balance between the two, right? We all need to have a voice. We all need to feel wanted and needed. And it's important that we do that for each other. My YouTube channel is about allowing people to come here, feel safe, speak their mind, you know, and the people that aren't interested will move on. You know, you get a few trolls that put their negative comments up, but we're being really positive here. And so the people that want to be negative, they don't like that. And you've probably noticed that some of them make comment and they move on. It's because I'm working on the vibration being up here. Let's all lift our vibration, feeling really good about ourselves. And those people that are trolling away and they don't feel good about themselves, this is not a place they want to hang out, because they don't get the response that they want. They want another negative response back. It's exactly the same way as you deal with a bully. You don't come down to their level, you stay up. You stay positive, you stay high, right? Matthew, appreciate you, mate, but I am a metaphysician and I'm a very positive individual, but I'm not a religious person, mate. So just be aware of that. But as long as we're respectful of each other on the page, I got no drama with you saying things. But if you start to force your opinion, what's that? It's a Lord of the Rings quote. Okay, sweet as, mate. Sorry about that. Misinterpreted that. I am an old dude, mate, so it takes a bit of time for me to read the things. Speak on the language. Oh, Lord of the Rings. Well, mate, no dramas. I love Lord of the Rings. Here's to Frodo Baggins. Oh, no. Anything fantasy, anything that's that's a dream of magnificence, dragons and wizards and, mate, Harry Potter. Love it, mate. Like, I've done a silly video with me wearing my Harry Potter hat, mate. We're all wizards. Why shouldn't we be? Want to be a wizard? Be a wizard. You know, you want to... I did this, sorry, I'm getting off track now, Matthew, but I did this AI video the other week, and it's me saying you want to create your own reality, learn how to create your own reality, and then it's an AI video where flaming balls come out my hand and I leap on the back of this dragon, and I thought it was really cool. And someone sent a message going, "Oh, what's with this AI?" And I'm thinking, I'm having a bit of fun, man. Hey Ram, how you going, mate? Something to tell you awesome. Appreciate you, my friend. I hope the same for you. I hope everything's going awesome, and you keep on being you, mate. You keep on shining your light, mate. You keep on being the most unique person that you can be, right? Because we're all unique individuals. Every single one of us is, you know, perfect as we are, and we need to embrace that. That's my opinion. Obviously, always take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. You don't have to believe everything Craig says, but, you know, I've proven to myself that what I put out there, that happens. That's thanks. Much love, bub. No worries, man. I'll see you on another live, mate. Feel free to jump on any time. You're always welcome, my friend. And for those who have never seen me before and listening away, you know, if you do subscribe to me because you like how I talk, you know, it's a good thing to do, only because when I'm on live, you get to see when I've jumped on live, because there's no exact time I'm coming on live. I know a lot of other sites and people say I'm on every time at this time, but I've got a family, I'm living life. Doesn't always work that way for me. So, you know, in the evenings after tea, Melbourne, Australia, Australian Eastern Standard Time, any time from probably 7:30 p.m. through to 8:30 p.m., you could find me jumping on. And, you know, on the weekends, if we haven't got any plans and that, you know, I can jump on and do a live. So, you know, I just want to put out the positive vibes as much as I can. And I will post videos from time to time when I think about a subject that comes into my mind that I want to express or put out there for people to listen to. If they feel they want to have a listen, they can. You know, it's really like, check out my page, and it's not professional. I'd like to have a better area with things around me that are me, but it's early days, so, you know, I'm doing it pretty amateurish. But it's not about where I am, it's about what I say, I think, and it's about all of us, you know, embracing who we are and speaking our own truth, right? If you're working from your heart, if you're being authentic, if you're not lying to yourself, life's going to turn out awesome for you, right? I got no doubt in the world. If you are speaking from your heart, and it's a brave thing when you start to do it, because you think, oh, if I start showing my true self, then other people might shoot me down, or they might not like who I am. Well, I can tell you right now that when you speak your truth, you only attract other people that are interested in speaking their own truth, because like attracts like, right? You guys that stop and say really nice things and appreciate how I talk, it's exactly back to you. You're the people that I want to have on my lives. You're the people that, when you need to hear positive opinion about different things, or a perspective from the way that I look at life, I'm here for you to jump on and ask the question and give yourself a bit of a pump up when needed, right? Because that's what I want to do. I think it's important. I think that we all need to be out there being the best version of ourselves, so we can show our friends and our family and people that come in contact with us that this is a great way to live. This is the way that you transform your life, doing the things that you love to do. It just makes logical sense to me. So I hope that everyone is across that. I hope that everyone has a great weekend. I'm going to wind her up now, everyone. I hope that's okay. But to all of my friends and family out there, and I think you're all my friends and family, I hope you all have a great night. I hope that life is awesome for you. I will see you on the next live. Don't forget, check out my videos. They're always there. You can jump on if you need a bit of a positive pump up about something. Craig is there. But from Melbourne, Australia to the world, Craig's World Rocks. Don't forget that your world rocks too. And be awesome to everyone, because everyone is you. All right. Take care. Love yous all. See you soon.